Hey guys, you guys should be in your assigned seats by now. You should have already got your lesson, and you should be looking at this top one. You already have notes on this, so obviously it's going to look a little bit different than mine right now, but you should be taking notes on the first one. I want you to pause the video real quick and check the second one. So pause real quick, answer the questions, and then push play again to get the answers. So your answer should have been the apple. I'm going to use the variable a to represent the apple is 10. The bananas are worth 4. The coconut is worth, and this is where it gets tricky. Right here it's worth 2, but notice there are 2 coconuts here and there's only 1 here. So C is actually only going to equal 1, which means your final answer is going to be 1 plus 10 plus 4 is 15. This relates so closely to variables because the problems we're going to be doing today, I could take this first one and actually write it as 3a for apple, or a variable, is equal to 30, and use the strategies we're doing today to solve it. So I'm going down here. I want you to take these notes. I obviously typed them in, but please take them down. The tile model on the left side of the screen, you can write as an equation. So I notice there's 1x and 3 positives, and on the other side of the equation, it's equal to 11. I want to solve what x is equal to. I know a lot of you guys can do this in your head and tell me, okay, I know what x is equal to, but I want you guys to think about the process that you just used. In my head, I'm like, okay, I actually count backwards, so I'm going to take 3 away. So I'm going to take 3 away from both of them to figure it out. So how I'm going to visualize it is I'm going to take 3 negatives because these are 3 positives, and what I do to one side, I must do to the other. And now I can eliminate 0 pairs. So positive and negative, positive and negative, positive and negative, and then count what I have left. So I see there's 8. So your answer should be 8. And just to check, I replaced x with 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. For this one here, I have 3 groups of x is equal to 9. And this one, instead of like drawing positives or negatives, I need to think about what is going on. I am splitting into 3 groups. So what I do to one side, again, I have to do the other. So I have 1, 2, 3 groups now, and they're even. So I know that in each group is 3. And if I wanted to check, remember, when the coefficient is right next to the variable, that means multiply. So I'm going to replace that x with what I solved for right here. And 3 times 3 is 9. Go ahead and solve this one independently and check your work with your neighbor. And then move on. So pause the video, come back when you're ready. Algebra tiles, this is your next step. You have a visual already done for this algebra tiles. The key thing I want you to understand is when we have like 4 positives on one side, I want to get rid of those positives because I want the x by itself. And again, mine is not perfect because I'm trying to write it on the computer. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, let's just use those positives. 6, 7, 8 positives now, or 10 positives on the other side, and I want to get rid of the 4 positives. I want to get rid of the thing that's attached to the x. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives because that allows me to have the x by itself. Now, again, today's lesson is all about balance. So if you take 4 away from this side, or if you have -4, you have to have -4 on the other side as well. 3, 4, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 0 pairs that I can cross off, and that's how we got our answer of 6. This one, again, this is multiplication, so you'd have 4 groups of n is equal to 12. Split both sides into 4 groups. This one, you know this whole thing is y. It's being split into 3 groups, and each group has 5 in it, so think about what would be in the whole thing. Make sure you're taking the notes. All equations are about balance, and just like when we did ratios, what you do to one side, you do to the